Hey, hello everybody. Merry Christmas. So cool to see everybody. I hope everyone had a great long weekend with lots of inspiration. I see Gloria and Jake. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that so much. We got Willie. How you doing, Willie? Thank you guys for coming here on this December 26th. You guys hear me okay? How's the sound? Always check it out because you never know. So far, we are in part 4 of this portrait, which is very exciting. So even in over the past week, I actually was able to adjust this eye a little bit. Just move it over just a little bit. I think the drawing was off. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. So Gloria can hear me. You've got good sound. Perfect. And we have good lighting, and we are in good shape. So, did anyone get any airbrush equipment or any kind of really cool things for Christmas that you want to talk about, or something, or maybe something that you gave to somebody that would, that was very memorable? But at any rate, let me go ahead while you guys are saying about that. So I know Gloria got some really cool things for Christmas. That was really neat. And I can't wait till she tries that fryer. It's an air fryer, so it's not using oil, but air. So that kind of goes with the live stream because we're airbrush and air fryer. You see that? So that's really cool. So what we're going to do is, remember when we start working on a painting. Jake, how you doing? Good to see you. So how's everything going? How's that Pennywise painting coming? That is some painting you're doing. Unbelievable. So what we're going to do is we're going to go start a 3 to 4 mix just to get our feet wet, so to speak. So whenever we go ahead and create a mix of India ink to 4 full eyedroppers of the water. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to times everything by 3. So 3 and 3, 9 and 9. Paper towel, because you can't have wet. Oh wow, a new projector. What brand? That's really great. I tell you, the projector is such a great tool when painting, especially when you want to, create a higher volume of work. So definitely, that's fantastic. So I can't wait to hear what brand that was. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our eyedropper. I'm going to put 2 eyedroppers inside our Sotar 2020 Slim. There we go. And notice that the artwork is still quite exciting. How do you like it so far? Have you poured out of the way? Alright, so now we are basically just getting reacclimated to the painting. So we always do our first couple of sprays not on our painting, always off on a spare sort of test sheet, because airbrushes are always unpredictable in your initial sprays. So we're just going to reiterate the eyebrows right now. There we go. My thing is, I always make the eyebrows too small. I don't know why. That's something I always got to worry about. Willie says, so Willie, you love this new Autograph Flare 150. So it's probably much brighter. You don't have to have the lights off, that sort of thing. That's great. That's going to help you make much faster artwork. And you can see I'm using that very light mixture because I'm going back into the artwork, so I'm kind of cold. I need to warm up. So if I was going with a dark mixture, let's say 5 to 3 or something like that, 5 drops of India ink to 3 drops of full eyedroppers of water, what would happen is that if I made a mistake, it would be very dark and actually would be very difficult to fix. So this is the best way to get reacclimated. And then after maybe 5-10 minutes, then you can go into your darker mixture. But it's good also to come in fresh with a fresh eye, check your drawing, make sure everything's okay. Any glaring mistakes that you might see at this stage of the game would probably be much more evident when you're going back into your work. So that's very good. And like I say, I always have to make sure that I make the eyebrows big enough. So during the week I actually had to go ahead and correct the drawing of this eye, and that happens. And so that's what I did. I went ahead and actually corrected that. And what I also decided to actually sort of make sure it's not an appearance, even a photograph might look a little bit cross-eyed because the way the lighting is, that I will change that just a little bit, just for my own feelings of what I want. People will believe a photograph far before they'll believe a painting. So you might have to make some artistic changes here and there. So it's okay when you have to do that. So Willie says his old one was just hard to get everything in focus. Yeah, that's just something you don't want to be dealing with, right? That's something definitely you just wanted to have a good projection and then just get down to business. And what we're going to do is we're just going to work on this eye, and as we work on this eye, we're going to go ahead and work on the eye on the left as well. And I would actually, when you're doing detail, you can go ahead with the MAC valve and lower the air pressure. It allows you to get closer without spidering and to create more detail. Now I'm still at the really low mixture of 3 drops of India ink to 3 full eyedroppers of water. So it's a very light glazing we're doing right now. And then we're going to go back in and actually take care of some of these shapes here. And maybe do some more detail using a darker value. But like I said, we're coming in cold, so we're just going to make sure that we don't do anything drastic just yet. A lot like a pitcher in baseball is going to come out in the first inning and get like 20-25 pitches just to get started before he even faces a batter. It's the same philosophy. Now, what we did in the beginning, we were actually thinking about what we're going to do with the edges here. And I still like the idea of this part of her cheek actually sort of fading into the background, giving it more of a spiritual quality, I feel. And that's my thinking about it. I'm going to lengthen this chin a little bit, her chin just a little bit. And you'll do that, as you're working. You're going to rethink some of the drawing. What looked really good at the early stages when you had not everything in focus is really going to change once you get everything covered and you start coming in with the dark. You'll realize that there are some values and some drawing aspects that need to be adjusted. But this is how the old masters worked. And you can see that Rembrandt, Caravaggio, they made those changes on the fly. And I really do, you know, strong drawing is so important, and you do have to be committed to your drawing to a certain extent. But if you can go ahead and make some changes that's going to make a better portrait, then by all means do that. So as you can see, she's really coming into focus here. And then we're going to come darker on this side, so I'm not going to go too crazy over here. But what my instinct is telling me to lighten this here, but I don't, because I'm going to bring everything into focus. So sort of stick with the program. So let's go ahead and we'll keep our mixture of 3 to 3 and we'll put it over here. And let's take another cup. And then we're going to take our painting and put her over to the side. All right, so let me make sure I have sound here. Great, so we have good sound, and let's go ahead and what do you think? I'm thinking maybe a 5 to 3, so 5 drops of India ink to 3 drops of full eyedroppers of water. That's probably a good ratio to have. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're doing 5, so we're going to do 15 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoop. Sometimes you don't really get there. 13, 14, 15, and then we're going to do 3 times 3, so we're going to do 9 of the eyedroppers of water. So I really like this particular setup here with this camera, because you're able to see how I mix, and that's so crucial, I feel. We'll put this over here so it's not so washed out. Okay, so we're going to do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You never get a full eyedropper, so we're just going to go hit 10. All right. Okay, so move our water out of the way. Oh, you see this? This is a gift I got for Christmas. How cool is that? So I really love it. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and dry that off. You really want to mix this really good. Remember last week when I actually said that you can probably save these for a couple of days? Strike that, because between like 2 days, 1 and 2 days, it actually gets really weird and it actually starts to solidify, and you don't want to do that. So after you're done with your mixture, maybe the next day, but I think your best bet is to just throw it out and just start over. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so now we have our painting back. Oh, cool. So Willie says he has a question. He's looking at some of my work on my website this week and noticed that a lot of them was sold. And he was thinking, have I ever regretted selling any of my work? I always, it's a piece of me. And that means a piece of me is out there. So there is always that bit of sending your child out there into the world. And it's really hard. Part of me wants to keep every painting that I ever did. But I know I have to put food on the table. But yes, when I sell a work, it's really a very bittersweet thing, Willie, definitely. And I'm sure you felt that when you have given a piece away. And then, have you ever given a piece away or sold a piece, and then you see it after several years, and it's like seeing an old dear friend? it's like that. So I have these old dear friends out there, and I don't know how they're being treated or whatever. So it's a very weird situation. Now it was quoted that Mark Rothko said that sending a painting out into the world is a sort of a thoughtless act. You know, it's sort of I don't know, like a very emotional thing that you're sending these children out there. Yes, exactly, right? I definitely have to eat, but if I had my choice, and I was financially successful, I would give my paintings away to whoever as a gift, but I would like to keep it to one day be bequeathed to a museum if they would take it or something like that. That would probably be like what I would really do. But selling the work is really a hard thing, right? It really is. It's sort of a weird thing. And it's funny because as artists we want to sell our work, right? That's like the success of getting a good price for our work and having, you know, avid collectors, ones who can spread the word about us, and that's what we want. But another thing is when a lot of artists become very successful, it's very difficult because now all of a sudden you have to worry about whether or not you're letting the taste of your collectors get in the way of what you're creating. Are you doing this painting because your collectors will be happy, or are you doing this painting because you want to be happy? Chuck Close said that, you know, having a time period in an artist's life where they are financially unsuccessful is actually one of the most fruitful times in a painter's life, because you are not confined and you're free to do whatever you want. So you're not worried about anything but just expressing whatever emotion or feeling that you want to do. I'm like in between, Willie. I'm not in vogue as collectors, but I'm also probably, I would say, mid-career, where I do have some established collectors out there. So I'm sort of in between. You have to think of your collectors. Those are the people. Wendy, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy holidays. But when you're a mid-career artist, you have the best, sort of the best of both worlds, or the worst of both worlds, because you're still worried about your collectors and making them happy, but you're also a little more free not to get the art establishment very mad at you when you're expressing something new. So what I'm doing, I'm going in with some of the darker values. When I did the 5 drops of India ink to 3 drops of full eyedroppers of water, so you can see that I'm making much more bold decisions at this point because of how dark it is. So you wouldn't want to come in with this dark color right off the bat, because you're making much more strong commitments working this dark. There's no playing around. You make a line, and that's pretty much going to stay there, right? Willie says he had the money. Oh wow, Willie said if he had the money, my work would be on his walls. Thank you, Willie. That means a lot to me, coming from one artist to another. I really appreciate that. See, that's so encouraging. That is so cool. Thank you so much.